Ready for some sports nutrition tough love? You may not want to hear it, you may not be ready to hear it, but I am going to give you guys just a little bit of tough love to help you to be better athletes and to succeed in your next race. So imagine, I've got three stories. Imagine you are a runner training for a marathon and you're just blissfully unaware that sports nutrition is the key to racing stronger in that marathon. You're eating foods that you want to eat, but not thinking about how nutrition plays a role in your actual day. And so when you get to race day, you're having GI issues, cramping, fatigue, all in this race you've trained so hard for. Athlete number two, they're doing a half Ironman. They get about halfway on the bike and they're like, my legs are just not moving. Why are my legs not moving? I trained so hard. What am I doing wrong? Athlete number three is doing an Ironman and just about the same halfway in the bike, thinking, I'm feeling pretty good, but wow, I'm getting really tired. By the time they hit the marathon, they're like, I don't think I drank hardly anything on the bike. I have to go to the bathroom, but I'm not going to the bathroom. Like no pee is coming out. So three stories, three athletes that I've just gotten off the phone with over the last couple hours. And it kills me, you guys. It kills me because I'm so passionate about sports nutrition and being healthy and having these great races that I see mistakes time and time again that people either aren't aware that they're going to make. So like they're in that category of they're not sure what to do. So they're just kind of blissfully unaware. They just kind of go about their training thinking, I need nutrition, but I don't really know. Like I'll just kind of eat whatever. Then there's athlete number two who's aware they need nutrition, but they're overwhelmed on what to do. So they just kind of ignore it. And then athlete number three is the ones that there's a problem. And typically athletes, when you have a problem, that's when they come to me and they're like, something's going wrong. I need help. Now, I'm here to tell you guys that I want all of you, no matter what you're training for, whether it's a shorter distance race, like a half marathon, a half Ironman, you're racing long Ironman, ultra distance, running races, nutrition is as important as your training. Now, I would say if all of you held your hands up and you're like, are you guys doing your training plans? Are you guys out there doing your runs, doing your rides, doing your swims? Are you day in, day out, week in and week out, you're training? I 100% believe that most of you are putting in a great effort for your training. But I also believe that most people are falling into one of those three categories. You're just unaware that sports nutrition is even important. So most of the time, those athletes won't even be listening to me talk because they don't even know that they should be listening to me talk. So you're probably not listening. Number two is the athlete that's aware, but they're not sure what to do about it. There's just so much out there. They're not sure. And then number three is they're having issues. And again, they're not sure why they're having issues, but they know they're having issues and they want some help. So guys, what do we do? So with athletes number one, there's nothing I can do other than tell you how important nutrition is, but I can't lead you here unless you're willing to be led. Athletes number two and number three, you definitely can make changes. It guts me. It's the best way to say it, is it guts me when athletes come to me after a race and they're like, I thought I was trained, I was doing everything right. And then they tell me what happened and I'm like, okay, well, where's your nutrition plan? What was your hydration plan? How much were you eating per hour? How much were you drinking? And they're like, I didn't have a plan. I didn't know. So this, you guys, is where we can make a difference. We can change it. And if I could have every athlete get to that point where they're not coming to see me after, but I can help them before, that would be like a dream for me, because getting to watch an athlete go from, suffering through a race to getting to smash through like a PR or do a race distance that they've never done before, that is the ultimate kind of goal for me as a sports nutritionist, as a coach. In this sense, we're only talking about nutrition. So we're just touching on the nutrition side of things right now. But if you've got the training dialed in, the nutrition up and spit you out if you are not practicing your race fueling and not getting your everyday daily nutrition dialed in. And I hope it's a wake-up call. I'm a very positive coach. I'm a very positive person, but I'm like, I'm going to give some tough love. I'm going to tell it how it is, because I'd rather you guys hear me say this and hear me get a little bit, just frustrated or just like, oh, why are people not listening? then do a race that you've trained so long for, so hard for, you've spent so much money on, so much time, effort, sacrifice goes into it, and then it doesn't go as planned. So I'd rather you kind of hear me saying this tough love than get to me after and say, you know what, Coach Christina, I didn't follow that plan and I didn't do as well. That is my goal, that you will not get to that point. So that's all to say, you guys, what do? You have to have a plan moving forward. So step number one is you need to calculate how much you need just in general. Doesn't have to mean that you're going to be following, a super strict nutrition plan where you're like, I have to have 2,000 calories a day every day, and if I go to 2,100, it's a bad thing. No, I'm not that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying know how much you need and make sure you're fueling your body enough for your daily training. Like, that's step number one. Step number two, you guys need to know how much you need to take in on your runs, your swims, your rides, your big days. Those big days are what we need to fuel to be successful athletes. Okay, so we need to calculate those numbers. Number three, we have to calculate how much hydration we need. How much are you sweating? Are you a heavy sweater? Are you a moderate sweater? Are you a salty sweater? Like, do you have white on your clothes, on your shorts when you're done? Can you feel the salt on your face when you're done? Know what your sweat is. And remember, to get a sodium sweat test, you have to either go to a lab, have an exercise physiologist like myself if you're local to this area, to Rochester, or a company like Levelin that you can send away for a salt kit. Then you can test your salt, know how much you're sweating, know what your salt level is. So again, you've figured out daily nutrition, race nutrition, how much you need to take in per hour, carbohydrates, calories, sodium, sweat test, the amount you're sweating, how much is it? Those three things, if you do those three things, bar none, you are going to be like leaps and bounds away from the athletes that are like, I guess I'll just use what's on the race and not practice it, not know what they're doing, just randomly taking in food. You have to practice. So after you've had those three things dialed in, it's like a number three today. After you've done those three things, after you've had those three things dialed in, you know those numbers, then you just start practicing. You just start practicing at the race intensity, in the race conditions. Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be windy? Is it going to be hilly? Is it going to be flat? Simulate your race, you guys, so you know what you are doing. And then fourth, you just want to put it all together. You're going to have your dinner. You're going to have your breakfast. You're going to have, execute that race plan. Is it a marathon you're training for? Is it a half marathon? Is it a half Ironman? Is it an Ironman? Whatever it is, you all should have race simulations built into your training. Go ahead and practice the dinner, practice the breakfast, practice your race fueling on that day. Now, you never will train as long or as hard typically as you will in a race. Like for an Ironman athlete, you will never do a complete Ironman in training before race day. So you're never going to get the full picture, but you can get as close as possible. And if I can get you guys to at least dial in that everyday nutrition, the pre-race nutrition, your during race nutrition, also called training nutrition, your hydration, those steps will allow you to have the most successful race where you can come back to me and be like, I did it. I had a great race. I PR'd. I Boston qualified. I didn't have low energy. I didn't have GI distress. Like, these are all things that I want for you. I want you to come back and tell me how great you did. Like, I love it. I love when I hear that. I hate when athletes come to me and tell me that they suffered, that they, like one of the athletes I just talked to goes to me, before I came to you, my goal was, I know I'm going to suffer. I may as well deal with it. I'm just going to put my head down and I'm going to suffer. I was like, it's not a good way to be. Let's not suffer. So, a couple of things, you guys, in the free Facebook group, on my website, I have free resources for you guys, snacks and meals for your training. I have a calculator to calculate how much you need to take in from a calorie standpoint, macronutrient standpoint. I've got a couple different options just for free resources. Obviously in our Facebook group, the free group, every Wednesday I go live to answer questions. Make sure you're asking questions there. You can, just bounce ideas off of each other. And then if you need to get more dialed in, more serious, that is where the Endurance Race Fueling Blueprint comes in. That's the program I created that will walk you through your daily nutrition to your race day nutrition to race simulations, from A to Z. So from start to finish, you're going to be dialed in. So if you guys are struggling with any of those, like those 3 people, do you not know you need nutrition? Do you know you need nutrition and you're not sure what to do? Or have you had GI distress before? If you're one of those 3, and most of the time we're all one of those 3, or almost all of us are one of those 3, that will help you. So that is the complete package to dialing in your racing nutrition. If you want more one-on-one help from me, I'm always available to help more one-on-one. You're welcome to join us in our team membership. It's called Team Fueled Racing. It will provide you access to me on a regular basis. You get discounts on all the programs I provide. It's just a great group, a great camaraderie as you're training and racing, to get to ask questions. But to sum up, you guys, I do not want you guys to come back to me and say, I messed up my nutrition, I didn't practice it, I didn't know I needed it, I just went with what was on race course. So practice it now, ask the questions now, learn what you need to learn to maximize your day, because you guys have trained so hard and you've spent, again, so much time, energy, money, sacrifice, that I want you to get to race day feeling so confident, so ready to perform, that you're just like, I know this day is going to go amazing, and it does. So that is my tough love for you guys. Hopefully a little bit of a positive spin on this tough love, but go ahead and practice. Let me know if you have any questions, if you need anything. I'm here for you. There's other people in this, group, and the team here for you. Don't do this alone. It's so much better with, a group of athletes surrounding you. Just, we do what we do because we love it, and it's much better with friends. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Check out the free resources, check out the Endurance Race Fueling Blueprint, or check out our team. And that's it, you guys. I hope you're having a great day. Enjoy. Bye.